Yeah,
welcome people. I think it's live. It's normally it went live. Oh no, we're
live.
getting errors again. A premium account on Twitter is required to create live. So this is your one. Please upgrade to a premium subscription on X or stream from a different. So it is your Twitter. I don't know what.
Okay. I have the lowest tier.
Yeah, but so do I. I don't have yeah. Anyway, let's go back to mine. If you could figure that out, then we can potentially stream on both our platforms when remove X. But you're logged in, so it should just will be automatic. But yeah.
Should I change the text a little bit? I'm having issues with.
Yeah, go for it. I think we're good to go on YouTube right now.
Is it like Google steals 2.4 billion Windsurf dream?
Yeah,
from OpenAI's grasp. What does that mean from OpenAI's grasp? Is it like stealing from OpenAI? It's more like OpenAI didn't want to continue with the deal.
What? What? What are you saying?
The Windsurf.
Yeah.
Google stole it, but because also OpenAI didn't want to continue with Windsurf, right? I don't know exactly why they didn't continue.
No, well, we'll get into all that, won't we? What are you asking of me? What are you asking of me?
The title is kind of like it's not how I talk. That's why.
Okay.
My text.
Well, it's a bit late for that, mate. It's a bit late for that.
We're live. Are we live?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, actually.
Hello, everybody who is joining. I am late. Yeah.
I'm just loading up Studio. It's all good. It's all good. Don't worry about it. Maybe I've now created 2 bloody streams. Let's go back to here. And is this the first time that we're on the Command AI channel, the actual channel?
No, we were there last week as well.
We were there last week as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I've got it all up in front of me, I think. Should we... Let's just do one thing. I haven't got my tabs open, so maybe you can think about it whilst I sort my tabs out, because I've not got I need that tab. I've got most of my tabs, because we definitely want something to be on the screen. Can't just go raw dog and everything all the time, you know, as fun as it is. Okay, there's that one. And there's that. Feel free to talk, Bazo. Are you frozen?
I'm frozen. Well, it happens like literally every day. Like my teammate is like, is it like your connection that is going? Are you disconnecting because of your internet or because of your brain? I'm such a I focus on one thing, and I'm really good at focusing on one thing.
Yeah.
But I cannot multitask. I just cannot.
So what are you multitasking on right now?
I was just focusing on my text, my intro. Trying to make sense.
If there's a way that we can edit the loading noises when you used to connect to the internet during that moment, I want to slowly zoom in on your face.
It happens. I just cannot focus on 2 things. Like if I try, I fail. And when I try to text somebody or write something, I absolutely stay frozen to the point that everybody thinks I'm disconnected. I'm not. I'm just.
Okay. Well, lucky you, dear audience, who
lucky you
has to put up with me talking all the time.
I'm trying to fight the TikTok brain, you know.
Yeah.
Just the short focus and actually no focus at all.
Are you ready? Because I think it's time. We're 4 minutes over.
Sure. I'll just read it. I'll just read it.
Okay. Right. I'm going to try and do it from scratch again because, no pain, no gain.
Yeah.
Gain. Actually, I need the articles. That's something I can't remember. But here we go. Welcome to Command AI, where we press Command F on the internet AI news and still somehow can't find our sanity. My name's Samuel Gregory.
And I am Kavarza, and we are here to decode the weekly chaos in AI, web design, and development. This week we got Google stealing 2.4 billion Windsurf Dream from OpenAI's grasp. This is where Windsurf founders ditch OpenAI for Google's billions. We are going to talk about this, but also we have YouTube declaring war on AI Slop, and China dropped the ultimate AI bomb.
Claude AI invades Canva. The design world has been shaken. Kiro coding revolution begins, and ChatGPT agents storm the internet.
Well, this week, Sam Altman gave us AI agents that can create PowerPoints for us, and Elon Musk gave us an anime girlfriend.
I look forward to that. I could do with one of those. But we'll get into all that on this week's episode. Cool. Smooth as butter.
Yeah. That was too good, for especially, that we didn't really practice. Well, yeah. You are a pro. You are a pro. You've been doing this for, I don't know, a decade
years.
or two.
I don't know anymore. Let's jump into. Wow, this was a bit of a roller coaster. The whole Windsurf OpenAI acquisition that fell through, and then kind of like a rising phoenix came out on top by being purchased by none other than who purchased them? Someone. Devin. Devin came in and purchased them, which is crazy. So to kind of backtrack on it all, beginning of the week, the $3 billion deal with OpenAI fell through. That was kind of like a shocker. Well, it wasn't a shocker because it's $3 billion. Do you know what I mean? That's crazy.
And for what? For a VS Code fork.
For a VS Code fork, and to be honest, like, I don't know. We'll get into the thoughts at the end. Let's just kind of go through the article and chat about it. And then the key leadership, including CEO Varun Moham and co-founder Douglas Chen, joining Google DeepMind to focus on coding efforts. So that's a disaster. And I actually don't know which order this kind of fell through. And do you know what I mean? Like, did OpenAI fall through and then they were going, or did they plan to go? And like, how quickly did OpenAI cancel because they were going to, these two were going to, they found out they were going to Google. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I don't understand why did OpenAI want to buy a VS Code fork in the first place for $3 billion, especially that they don't have, they didn't have the users. It wasn't like buying them because of the users or the users' data. And it's not because of the software, because, it's a VS Code fork. But now we could say that it was because of the people, maybe, because apparently, the founders are worth billions. That's why Google started to, hire them and acquire them. And what sucks is that just the founders or just a few top people got acquired, and the rest of the team was kind of like left behind.
I can't imagine there's a lot of positivity in the company right now. Do you know what I mean? But we'll get into that because I think there is knock-on effects that we'll get into all the way through this week's episode. So like, it fell through. That's what it was. They've no longer got their senior leaders on board. and it kind of all seemed like it was a disaster. And then Devon, I don't know if you remember Devon. I actually did is it devon.com? I don't know. Is it devon.ai? I actually did a video on Devon because they reached out to sponsor a video. Great people to work with, actually. And, they come in, swooped in, purchased them. We don't know the details of how much they bought. But they did buy the intellectual property rights, the products, the brand rights, and all of the employees of Windsurf.
Except the ones that left, right?
Obviously, except the ones that left, which is to sort of, which is of note. But they bought them. I think Devon are on a bit of they're trying to claw back a bit of momentum that they gained up a couple of years ago. I remember Devon were originally the first kind of AI. Maybe they weren't the first, but they were the one that kind of got loads of attention. I think they got a lot of eyeballs on AI being a legitimate coding partner. And I can't really remember. I wasn't too involved in AI development way back then, but I don't think it was particularly, stand out. But first movers normally aren't, so nothing really to sort of worry about. And I haven't got the fine details on this specifically, but Claude, once Claude or Anthropic found out that they were being purchased by OpenAI, they retracted the access to Claude through Windsurf. But since all of it's fallen through and Devon's now purchased, they actually literally, I don't know if you watched the video, it was quite awkward, but two nerds, what can you expect? They were like, and now we're friends with Anthropic. And so, Claude is now being reinstated in Windsurf, but very petty. But then you're giving away intellectual property at the end of the day, and I don't know. So, a bit of a roller coaster adventure for these two companies.
Silicon Valley drama.
Yeah, and I think it's been obvious since we first reported. I think wave 9, a lot of the drops that Windsurf release things in waves, and I think we're on wave 11 or something right now. So Windsurf announced wave 9, and I think they reserved so many of their features or their whatever for enterprise and team accounts. And immediately I was like, it feels like they're trying, and JetBrains plugin. And I was like, I think I remember saying something along the lines of, it feels like they're trying to go for the enterprise coding environment. Like, it's no surprise that enterprise does pay a lot for this sort of stuff for practically nothing. There's not much difference between some of this software, but I think enterprise just think because they're chucking money at something, they're getting a better product or it's more secure or something. I don't know, but that's not my world. I don't know. But they finally got what they wanted. I don't know how much for. No one knows how much for just yet, but they finally got what they wanted, I think. So, we'll see.
Yeah. I'm happy that the rest of the team is not screwed over.
Of course, you're happy for the people. Yes, that's very on brand for you. Yeah. No, that is true. Like they called out like the commitment to the people. Like they obviously wanting to make sure that people feel heard, people feel welcome, people feel like there's not going to be a lot of crazy kind of shakeups there, because of course with those two senior leaders going, I can imagine a lot of the staff being a bit anxious, and we'll see in the upcoming weeks whether we see a massive exodus of Windsurf employees, but we'll see. Then we get into the world of AI Slop. Have you seen this? Not so much,
No, this is kind of new for me. So I would love to know more about it.
It's less relevant to you and I, because we actually make authentic content. But they recently updated their policy here. This was updated in July. Maybe I can make that bigger for you. They sort of specifically called out original and authentic content. All right.
So just to backtrack a little bit, we are
Sorry,
talking about YouTube, so people understand the context. We are talking about YouTube trying to have less AI generated videos, or like probably demonetize them and not prioritize them. That is what is probably is about, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Sorry,
Okay.
I rushed ahead there. I got too excited.
We have the context, but I want to make sure everybody does.
So yeah, you've jumped ahead just a little bit there about the demonetization, because that is essentially what we think. This is all we've got. What you see here is all we've got, and it alludes to this idea that they're going to start demonetizing AI stuff because they've specifically called out original and they've called out authentic. And these aren't new aspects to their policy. I think they're just bringing. YouTube has always required creators to upload original and authentic content. So I think there's going to be a lot of shake-up, and a lot of the AI creators are probably a bit like, oh man, because go on.
AI creators, that
I know it's an
sentence,
oxymoron, isn't it?
Yeah. So okay, so I'm asking you and anybody who's like watching online, have you seen any like AI generated content in your feed where you not just see the thumbnail and notice, but actually not notice and click it and then watch maybe 30 seconds or a minute through and notice that this is not human made? This is some AI voice, some AI text. Everything is like super generated, and maybe somebody didn't even look it over and just got automatically published. Have you seen any of those?
Well, I've seen it, but to answer your question of I, been like, oh, this is AI generated. Yes and no. So I've mentioned this before, but I watch a lot of like psychology content or psychological kind of, assessment content. And a lot of that is AI generated, right? The visuals and the text and all that jazz. I don't even watch it actually. I had no idea the visuals were AI generated, but I do listen to it and I know it's AI generated. And have commented on one of them and called out, like, I know this is AI generated, but you've missed a big part. Like the editing is kind of messed up. So, but all that to answer your question just briefly, yes, I have watched that stuff, and yeah, I don't mind some of it.
I do mind it. I cannot stand it. I've seen this a few times where I click and I notice after like 30 seconds or like a minute of watching it, I notice because it doesn't feel authentic, because you feel like there is no care in it. It's just like it feels a bit random. It's hard to describe it, but the moment I notice, I give it a dislike and I make sure to
You're one of those.
I try to like even click the I don't want to see this or something like this. I cannot stand it. I understand though that if we take AI for being average, which it is, it's also like below average in many things, despite companies saying something else. But when it comes to creating something original, it's below average. And I understand even being below average is kind of sometimes better than some random YouTube videos made by an original human. So
very true.
It might have some truth in it. It might, the information in it might be not false, but I still go to YouTube to watch human generated content. It might be me. I might be anti AI in this sense, but I just cannot stand it. I watch it and it makes me feel cringe. I don't know if you know the Kurzgesagt channel. It's one of the biggest channels on YouTube. They make science videos, and there is a narrator, the guy with like an amazing voice. And I can imagine like there might be an AI version of that already. It might be, you know, not a human narrator anymore and be AI. I don't know. Well, I'm pretty sure it's still human because it has like the punctuation and the way that, you know, they deliver. AI is still way too monotone for that. Or like, you know, if you make AI sound excited, it is just overly excited all the time. It's not this, you know, human type of way. So I can see, my point being, I can see a future where AI content or like partially AI content can be integrated, but I cannot stand this like completely auto-generated type of content. My point being, if I want to do research and learn something from an AI about something, I'll just open my ChatGPT app, ask questions, and then I have a back and forth. Versus a video generated by AI is just, you know, a monotone linear thing that I don't want that.
I mean, technicalities aside, there's going to be shit AI generated audio that is monotone. It's getting better. We reported on whatever it is, that number 3 version of that, the one of the leaders. What was it called? Do you remember what it was called? Oh, maybe actually you weren't here for that that episode. What's the leading AI text to speech platform?
11 Labs.
11 Labs, that's exactly it. Yeah. So they released a version which is sounding pretty good. Technicalities aside, there's going to be good, there's going to be bad stuff.
Yeah.
Like I think it's more of a it's a moral question of where we stand on generally AI generated content. And like, just to backtrack a little bit. So I'm assuming, reading between the lines, you're jumping from another platform. You're seeing AI generated content on another platform.
No, I see, when I see it on YouTube, I'm specifically
on YouTube.
like,
okay, fine.
I don't. I give it a dislike if I notice it is AI.
The anonymous
and I
dislike,
notice
the most passive thing.
Not anonymous. Like like with my main account and like YouTube Premium. I don't know. I have a YouTube Premium. Does my dislike count more? No.
No. just for those watching, maybe who aren't following or listening, who aren't following about this. So actually, maybe this is just a me thing, but when you dislike a video, it's the most passive, unhelpful thing you can do to something, in my opinion, to do something. Because you're saying you don't like something, but you're not saying why. So there's no way for that person to even improve. All you're doing is just disheartening that person. Like if a video doesn't do very well, or there's dislikes or whatever, I can only fathom, out of the millions of interpretations I can have on a video, I can only fathom what could be the thing that you're disliking. Is it the title? Is it the pace? Is it when? It's just so unhelpful, and this is why the dislike, like removing the dislike number was a big thing, because I don't know specifically, I wasn't deep in the YouTube game.
I still miss that. I think that should still. I completely agree with your stance. So if you are watching this video, any video, and you don't like it, and if it's not AI generated, if it's AI generated, it's like no human behind it. That's why I'm giving a dislike. But if it's a human and you don't like the video, don't give a dislike, give a comment and say like what you don't like, especially if you care about that type of content, because you clicked on it, you probably care. And that person made a video, they put a lot of effort in it, they care. So write a comment and ask them to do better, to do whatever you want. And I will do it. Like if you comment on my video and want something, I will consider it. Like for sure, it will like stay with me. I care.
I was thinking about this. We're getting slightly off topic here. We get well, that's why I included.
Well, we're talking about YouTube. YouTubers talking about YouTube.
Yeah. But like, when did it happen that? And we talk about authentic and original content. When did it happen that the moment you put something on YouTube, that it has to be of a certain caliber? Otherwise, I read a comment from someone last week of like, it was a Matthew Berman video, so it was an AI video, and he was just reporting on Grok 4. He was just reporting on Grok 4, as we did. And I think people are misinterpreting when you're just reporting on something, that it's perfectly okay to report on something and not have any perspective or have used it. And someone just says, you could at least told us in the title that you didn't use it. I don't like my time being wasted. And I'm like, when did it become like this demanding, what do they call it when you're entitlement, that you what you're watching on YouTube is anything more than a friggin' dude. I wanted to try and show some sort of green screen thing. It's just me, like I'm on a green screen, like,
You're fake.
I'm just a dude making videos about things that I love. Yet people have this demand that we need to be this expert team of people. I make such little money on YouTube. I've spent so much money on this, and I make pence on videos that I spent
I agree.
hours making.
Yeah.
It's such a weird space, we expect so much, but trying to get it back on track. The AI stuff, like for me, the stuff that I watch and listen to, because actually I do once, because VO3 has a look about it. VO3 has a look. Everyone is so perfectly lit. There's no, you might know what this is, when light from another person that's nearby you are reflective and what's it called, radiance, or ray tracing is the technical term.
We have ray tracing. Tracing, it is when the light hits a surface and then it reflects back, and it might even create reflections or hit somewhere else.
So everyone is so perfectly lit that they're not engaged with each other. There might be a bit of shadow, but that's about it. Anyway, point is, VO3 has a look, and I'll skip past it, because again, I'm looking at it from a deeper level. If it's well written, I criticize the vlogs, the Yeti vlogs, that some of them landed really well, but if the video is rubbish, you're left with just the writing. If the comic timing, if the whatever, if it's well put together, I will watch it, right? But so many people are actually not that good, and it reveals that they're bad writers, and it reveals that they're just being lazy. But there are people who do put a lot of attention into this sort of stuff. And the stuff that I do watch, again, is from a mental perspective. I don't even watch it. I didn't even know that there was AI. I mean, of course there is, but I didn't even know there was AI. But then I think this is starting to, and I know a lot of them, because they release like 4 times a day. So there's a lot going on from these channels, even though I do watch it. But all that to be said, like, I'm not necessarily put off from AI content if it's well done. I'm well aware that people just switch off the moment they see AI, or the moment they hear or think it's AI. I think people are, it's a bit cringe when people claim something's AI and it's like, or something's not AI. And it's like, it's clearly AI, but you just don't know it. But anyway, I'm okay if it's done well, and you can put a lot of care and attention into AI generated content, or have AI, as you mentioned, like AI flourishes or things like that. Like, I would say my content is somewhat AI generated, even if it is coming up with titles, or if it's coming up with I don't know, whether it's a thumbnail or something like that. AI is there to help. It's just, I think it's when it becomes a farm. That's
that's the issue. Where I think, like, I don't have a problem with parts of a video being AI generated, like the videos from Fireship. I feel like they are not as good as they used to be, and I feel like there might be some video generated elements to it, maybe the text, maybe the humor. I feel like it's not as good as it used to be, even though it's still pretty good, and I watch them. My problem is when it's, as you said, it's a farm. It's not even low effort. It's no effort. It's just
some NAN kind of like routine running through.
It's a routine, looking at, I don't know, maybe something over Twitter, what is going on in the world, and then, all right, let's take that, do a bit of research, generate a video, post it. That is like zero effort. Yes, there is effort in the setup, but there is absolutely zero effort in making the video itself. So I don't want to watch that, because my point being is, if I want to be informed about something on that topic from an AI perspective, I'll just ask an AI and then have my answer and back and forth, and not watch a video. When I want to watch a video, I want to watch something curated, and mostly from people who are domain experts. Like 1 hour ago, I was watching stuff on shaders. I understand way too little about it, but I'm watching domain experts and not, some AI stuff. For things like this, I want to, watch people who have curated, that knowledge. Even if it's not perfect, it's still, I feel like it is better for me to learn it. Anyway, yeah, quite a long topic. I'm standing here with YouTube. I agree with YouTube just banning these accounts. Oh, well, I'm kidding. Just, demonetize them.
Demonetizing. I think that's well, just to round up, like, there's not been any specific word on demonetization. I don't think any action has been taken, but I think some emphasis has been brought to that policy, that they've, drawing attention to their original kind of thing that they wanted YouTube to be. And I guess only time will tell what will happen to some of these content farms. Let's jump to a break, and then we'll be back with, here's where we should do like a little quiz, shouldn't it? We should do a quiz here. Our first ad break. So let's jump to an ad break, and then we'll be back in a second.
Support for this episode comes from Flowbase. If you are building in Webflow, Framer, or Figma, Flowbase can help you build much faster. With over 4,000 components to choose from, you have a huge variety of wireframes and super clean, nicely designed sections that you can put together by just simply copy-pasting them to your project.
Over 15,000 icons as well, over 1,000 illustrations.
They also have a super helpful Webflow app called Boosters. With Boosters, you can add things like sliders and marquees and count-ups to your project with a few clicks and without any coding. So yeah, big thanks to Flowbase for supporting the show. If you want to try them out, go head to flowbase.co.
And just for you guys, I want to share a discount. Command Flowbase, all capitals, for 20% off any plan. This is a limited offer, so get in there early.
All right, that's it. Let's continue with the show.
Kimi K2. Lovely name. Have you heard about this? Is this on your radar at all?
Yeah, a little bit. So this is, what is it called? Like open weight model? It's not an open source. It is open weight, right?
Well, I mean, they're one and the same thing. They're one and the same thing. So like,
so what does it mean when a model is open weight?
Well, let's
change it.
Yeah, let's get into that. Let's talk about what the what's going on here. So it is an open source model with a trillion total parameters. That means, like, we're at the moment we're talking about billions, like 500 billion, like whatever. It's the trillion parameters. And it achieves state-of-the-art performance, frontier knowledge in math, coding, among other non-thinking models. Now, this is quite important because it's non-thinking to have this kind of performance and this kind of intelligence. So there are two models. It's Kimi K2 base and Kimi K2 instruct. Obviously, this is the foundation model in which this instruct has been trained on, and it is performing quite well compared to many of the other ones. I mean, we're just behind the industry leader, which is Claude here. Claude being, can you see that okay? Shall I make it bigger? 72, whereas Kimi K2 is 65. On the Swede bench multilingual, 51 versus 47. Live code bench v6 is actually beating Anthropic here. Actually, DeepSeek's doing pretty well there. So it's really, I mean, it's incredible. And this is a Chinese model, so it's something to take note of. And it's a very cheap model. So China are really pushing the envelope when it comes to creating really, really good models.
So can you download this model and run it locally?
Yes, in theory you can, but
how many gigabytes is that, and how many? Because 1 trillion is like crazy.
That's pretty big. That's got to be
gigabytes. Yeah,
I think that serve K2 on your own. Kimi K2's Moonshot platform. I want to see something. What do we use deployment? Here we go. Could we have something here?
If we were using Dia, we could ask it directly. How many gigabytes is this?
Go on then, mate. Go on then. How many gigabytes is Gia open source? Maybe I'll do it. How are you doing?
How big was the deep? No, I'm not. But how big was the DeepSeek? I think it was around 500 gigabytes.
I didn't have a look, actually. I don't know.
So
but we're on Hugging Face right now, so I'm not too. It's got 100,000 downloads. So crazy, this is the instruct model. So this is not the foundation model.
So is the instruct model bigger?
Doing parameters updated 6 days. I don't know. I don't know my way around Hugging Face, so I don't know how to see. What about Olama? Is it on Olama? This usually has a size because you can Kimi Kiwi. No, they don't even have it. They didn't have it yet. But yeah, point taken. I think it's pretty friggin' big, and I think this is just going to shake up the industry again. I used it for a bit, and it was really slow, and I was like, well, why? The thing is about DeepSeek. DeepSeek came out, and whilst it wasn't necessarily the best, they've got a lot better now, by the way. Whilst it wasn't necessarily the best, it was just a point in time where it was like China just came out with this super cheap, very capable model against all of these closed source options. So, and I think that changed the industry. It wasn't necessarily a good model. That's not what the point is. I think this is the same again. This is a similar kind of shift in the what do you call it, the industry once again, just to have another model that's non-thinking, doing really well and scoring really well, and it's pretty good for coding and doing all that kind of stuff. So
yeah,
have you got
the question that this question existed kind of like from the start of this AI hype, that if open source AI is going to make all these AI companies obsolete. And this question comes up every time when China especially releases an open source model that is, on par with these like expensive models that have hundreds of billions of dollars in investment. And there is an open source one that you can run locally. By the way, I searched, it's about just over 1 terabyte. That means you need a computer with about 1 terabyte of VRAM.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, it's the VRAM.
It's the graphic card RAM that you need, which is like insane. With your typical PC setups, you will not get that. You get like 20 gigabytes of VRAM on a high-end computer. A terabyte we are talking about. So you need quite a few Apple Mac Pro thingies to get to that level. So that is insane. That is an insane size. And it's crazy that now we can have these models as an open source model that we could theoretically run on our own hardware, or maybe a server that you rent that can do that. And then the question becomes, what are these AI companies doing? What is the race, this race that is going on for? Because if open source is catching up constantly, how can these models win? How can ChatGPT win if you could just use this model for free or for the fraction of the cost?
Yeah, no.
What justifies OpenAI's trillions of planned investment? It's insane. I don't know.
This is the comparison here. So we've got the open source models here, and then you've got the proprietary models here. So 53 on Live Code Bench, which beats out everyone. And they brought, the winner here is that Opus 4 is beating them on multiple PLE. You can kind of see that they have they are doing very well. They're doing very well against the closed source or proprietary software here. But you're right, they are catching up, and it's going to be an interesting. I think, being able to run it locally is not necessarily the selling point of open source. I mean, it is totally, and I'm actually getting more and more into open source stuff at the moment. It's just knowing, looking at the code and seeing what it's doing, looking at its source prompt, its system prompts, and things like this that help you. People can build their own AI from the code, or learning from the code that they're doing here. And to answer your question about the difference between open source versus open weights is the actual training data that they have developed the code, the learning, the LLM from, whereas open source is kind of everything, I guess, around it, the actual, again, the system prompt, and things like that. So it's an interesting race, and open source has always been, they've always pushed the frontier a little bit of many, many different things. Sometimes they come out on top. Linux is open source, and Linux basically runs everything. Not many people know that, but they underpin pretty much so much stuff, and that's open source.
Even your iPhone is kind of like the base is Linux, right?
Yeah.
From what I understand, like every operating software that we have, there is this meme. Okay, you continue. I'll search that meme.
Well, I've got nothing more to say on Kimi K2. I've used it. I've not used it. I saw someone, since I used it, was really, really slow. And then I watched some other person's video on it, and they were getting 200 tokens a second. And I think Opus was something like 40 or 60 tokens a second. So really, really good performance that they've made some form of update to it, and I think that it's probably pretty usable now. I'm still a Claude Code girl. Like I've tried Gemini. I downloaded Klein, so this is the way to get Kimi K2 is to download something like Klein, and you access it through Anthropic's server or something. I don't know. But yeah, Claude has always been the tool of the model of choice for me. Personally, the only other things I was going to add before you share us your meme is that in these benchmarks that I shared, there's no Grok 4. I don't, unless you go through all of these and look at the numbers that Grok 4 reported, there's no Grok 4 against some of these. So it'd be interesting to see how it compares to Grok 4. That's all I have to say.
So this is the meme I'm talking about.
Hang on, because you're not there. Yeah. I wish you could just swap, because I don't want to necessarily remove mine. I just want to.
Yeah, I can't. I can remove mine, but can I?
This. Oh no, hang on. You're not even showing the screen now. There we go. There it is.
I don't know how I can add my own screen. Anyway, so here's the meme. This is society, and this is like everything, that is fine and nice. What we don't see, unpaid open source devs.
Yeah.
And this could not be, this is just so true. And this is what most people don't understand. Like, there are tons of developers who just build open source software, and like open source stuff that are not maybe visually appealing or don't have even a UI. They are just like running all these servers and services, and coming up with ideas, like technical ideas, to solve so many small niche problems, and completely unappreciated. And most of these people do it either because they like solving these very difficult challenges, or they do it for also to gain the trust and what's it called, for their peers, because of the other developers.
Kudos.
So
I think obviously if either one of us was an open source dev, we would probably go ham, just like we did on the YouTube article earlier. But I think this image is made by someone who, open source devs don't tend to want glory. They just do it because they love it. They do it because they don't care that, they're not bitter that they're holding up, propping up society in this sort of way. So obviously you're going to get people across the spectrum, but I don't think half of them really like,
I've seen,
hobby.
I agree. I've seen so many devs, being so incredibly happy because they shave off like half a second from a function, running. So just because they make something 10% faster, they get incredibly happy. And there are obviously like crack developers that come up with solutions that make something not half a second faster, but maybe 20,000 times faster, which like helps to scale. This is again could be a reference to the show Silicon Valley. It's that they come up with a way to store data. What's it called? Like compression. So the entire show starts around like compression, and I'm not like spoiling anything. And they come up with these ways to compress more data much better, so that they can serve it on the internet, and for obviously many other things. But they don't think of the solutions, or like they don't think of the products that they can create with. No, they go from the bottom up, from okay, how can we make something like technically amazing? This math idea that we have that can work to compress some data. How can we actually build a algorithm with that and build software on top of it? And then comes the big companies who actually build something around that tech, and for the consumers, obviously.
I'm sort of like, in some ways I'm a little bit like that. Like I love building foundational stuff. Like I'm not an open source dev, just to make that clear. I'm not contributing in that way. I wouldn't know where to get started, but like I love building stuff that other people can take and make it their own. Like that's just where my enjoyment lies, But yeah, it's a weird world.
It is. I mean, look at, I know we are on a tangent here, but to give like a few examples, and I would love to, mention these people. So we have WebGL, with which you can create graphics inside of a browser. Writing in WebGL is incredibly difficult, but we have Three.js. It's a library, a JavaScript library built on top of it. And it's mostly done and maintained by one guy, to my understanding. It's just one, and then there are like tons and tons of websites and games and everything around it. And there is just this guy creating this incredible library. And there are so many examples of that.
For sure. I've forgotten his name, but yeah, he's Doobs, I think. Mr. Doobs or something like this.
Mr. Doobs, and there's just so, I mean, we have people who come up with the CSS, standards, and the new CSS functions, and then they will be pushed to at a higher layer, and then these browsers kind of like adopt them, and then we developers use them, and then there is another level, like visual companies like Webflow and Framer and others, they adopt those and make them visual, and then a designer comes in, and it goes all these layers, and the very fundamental ones are done by obviously like developers, and a lot of it is open source stuff. Like a lot of it is open source. It's just getting closed source as it gets closer and closer to the consumer. But the more fundamental it is, the more we see it is open source. But yeah,
saying that, like putting a pin in this idea of AI slop, creating it, not liking to see it, developers, open source, all the rest of it. Let's talk about this next article. Now, the article itself, I'm going to admit, it's not too interesting. It's the fact that come on now, before presenting its screen, remove other media. Okay, there we go. Remove, add, boom. Okay, so Claude AI can now create and edit Canva designs in the chat. And what this means, I was a bit confused, so just to clear up anything, is the Claude desktop experience actually integrates via MCP to Canva, and you can create things and whatever, all done through that. Annoyingly, it's not working right now, so I try connecting it. I don't know whether you have Claude desktop app and
no, I don't use Claude.
Canva app.
I only use Claude in Cursor.
Yeah. So yeah, it's not working. So there you go.
Yeah.
But I opened Canva and I created some I needed some icons, and you'll probably see something along these lines on my website pretty soon, because I wanted some icons. I couldn't be bothered to bring in a designer to do them because they were just freaking stupid icon things or whatever. So I did this directly in Canva because, as I say, I could do this in
is this AI generated?
This is AI generated, but is using this little thing down here, or actually it was in I don't even know my way around Canva, but at this I sign up for like a pro account just so I could check this thing out.
This is interesting because these icons are consistent, so
yeah,
I don't love the design. I feel like it depends on where you use it, but I kind of do like it at the same time.
It's fine. Again, like
it's fine. Yeah.
As a designer, you need to understand value. Okay. Some people just don't. It's an unimportant little thing that's like, at the end of the day, I need to make money, right? I need work. What am I going to do? Like it's a balance kind of between cost and how much you're going to earn. This little thing is not going to earn me any money, so I'm not going to go out and spend money on it. And I think this is AI in general, the democratization of certain things. This is the whole topic and the reason why I brought this article up and why I want to talk about it. So it was through this, I just said something on create 3 icons for this, and this, and the options were pretty good. I actually liked all the options. I want to try and find the original thing to see if we can see the options, because these were the other option. I just needed them in SVG, so there's that. But I actually want to see the original project. Anyway, this is not why we're here. I saw someone comment on what was it? It was someone, I don't know. It was someone's video. Here we go. No, it's not them. I saw some sort of discussion somewhere on someone's video about obviously design being stolen, taking it from someone else's hard work. Creative industries just in general are very, very sensitive to AI. And we talk about developers and open source.
Yeah, this is what I was thinking. That's why I'm laughing. There is memes about this. I'm gonna search the memes.
Okay, get the memes up while I chat for a bit, right? So
go on.
Yeah, and I again, come forward if you are a developer and you give a shit that the code you're using through Claude code and whatever is technically my code. You've stolen my code because I've contributed to public repos out there and written some pretty shit hot code, if I do say so myself. I'm joking, of course. But the point is, the development community just does not care because the greater good is there. And and the creative industries, there is inspiration. Like, I write music. I would be lying to you if I didn't say, that pre-chorus in Nirvana's like "Come As You Are." We should totally like take that, or something to that effect of like, we should totally do it. I've heard big musicians say, "Day in the Life" by the Beatles, like that sort of feel. That is Mr. Blue Sky. Inspiration in the creative industry is just totally there, but for whatever reason. And I've just remembered what the video is, by the way. For whatever reason, in the creative industries, AI is a very, very sensitive subject. I'm not going to claim there's a right or wrong. I'm not going to claim, whatever. Where I find what I find difficult is to understand where the lines lie. Like, where does the line lie with creativity and AI? Because they just categorically hate AI, and it's like, well, AI can be used to organize your to streamline an Excel document and pick out some numbers here or there. That's AI. You hate that? AI can be used to just, I don't know, remove a person from a photo. I could have done that myself very easily, but why not use AI to do that? Is that stealing because you've removed someone's photo? Anyway, I think I'm going on a little bit of a rant.
So
show us to me.
Yeah. So I'll show it, but first, so this is especially true for designers, but pretty much it's for everybody, right? So many people are annoyed with AI stealing work, but is AI actually stealing work? Or the other question is like, do we actually produce any original ideas ourselves? Do you know the line from the movie Fight Club that everything is a copy of a copy of a copy? There are actually T-shirts with
Nine
that.
Inch
Yeah,
Nails song. Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that line. And there is this very, I would say, famous meme with designers say, "Look, we have similar ideas," and the other designer says, "No, you stole my idea," and crying.
Yeah.
And then programmers, "Man, I stole your code. It's not my code." And this is so true. You know, open source, we just talked about it. Like, and I've seen this over and over again. I feel like a lot of developers are, it's just the mindset is different, and maybe because also code inherently is so exposed, especially when we are talking about the web. A lot of what we do, especially like front end, is just by default exposed. You if somebody comes up with a really nice trick with UI or like whatever they do front end, you can just see how they are doing it. I know it's not as easy, but it's mostly exposed. And then we have open source on top of it. But designers, a lot of what they do is kind of like behind, you don't see anything except the output. And that's why probably a lot of people are like a bit more sensitive to ideas being stolen. Or I don't know, it's maybe a mindset, but I've seen this so much. Like, just look at Twitter drama. When there are drama, like rarely you see drama about, you know, a programmer stealing code from another programmer. You pretty much never see that. You see a tons of like drama around like forking stuff, and you know, but not to the level that you see designers copying a hero section from another. It's like they go nuts about it.
But it's like, I guess you know, I just don't know where the line is, and obviously you're going to get different people.
There's a
a different
spectrum. It's
a spectrum of people that care. So, I mean, do you like? And to a degree, I do understand the stealing aspect, you know, but that person who is potentially upset about AI taking creativity and whatever, they've never taken any sort of inspiration or whatever in their entire life. Like, I don't know. We're not gonna land on one answer on this. We're just not. Right. It's kind of pointless debating it, but just appreciate that there are different opinions, and no one's ever going to win an argument, or no one's ever going to be right or wrong in this scenario.
there are like entire thought experiments around it. You know, the one with the
was
ship.
it done with AI? Was it? Did we ask AI?
The one with the one with the ship. At what point you would say something is not original anymore? So what is original? Like, you have a ship that is the ship that you call it whatever X, right? And then that ship, you start by exchanging the pieces. You take a piece out, you put another piece in. At what point would you say that ship is not the original ship? You know, the thought experiment. It's like you go piece by piece. What if you are at 100%? Like, you have replaced every single piece of that ship. Is it still, you know, your ship? This goes into philosophy about it, you know, what is a thing, like what can be counted as, you know, a standalone thing. And I'm not, you know, deep. I'm trying to understand it, but I don't want to pretend that I understand this. This is also Hegelian stuff that I don't I cannot wrap my hand around it. But yeah, so with the same with creativity and stealing. We create, I don't know, I'm pretty sure you do it as well, but we create mood boards. When we create a design
Yeah.
for a client, we create mood board.
Mm.
Is that stealing? You could say so. Well, we are stealing ideas in a way, right? We are creating a mood board of beautiful ideas, and then we don't take literally a section of that design and turn it, into something else, but we kind of do from multiple designs. So at what point is that stealing? And at what point is it inspiration? It's very blurry. Obviously, I would say it's easy to say, okay, if you're literally copy pasted and change one parameter, then it's stealing. But I mean, anything beyond that becomes blurry.
I think it's also the level of, and again, we're just speculating, but it's the level of effort required to get to that point.
Yeah.
Like you actually had to go out and
Makes
do
sense.
that sort of stuff. But again, there's just hypocrisy written all over this. Like all it's really done is stopped you. I was listening to this interview with the Perplexity person talking about going out and doing some research. That person, you've saved that person so much time to have to go out and come to that same conclusion anyway. Like you're not going to put forward a design that you haven't then thought, okay, that's something that feels like it's from me. We're speculating, but it's an interesting dilemma. It's something we're never going to land on a decision on. The only thing that's bothering me recently has been like, why are we always searching for things to be pissed off at? Like, there's way more important things to be pissed off at than just, I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just super sensitive to the YouTube thing, but I saw a comment just before this call about like they were complaining about someone's thumbnail being not looking like them or whatever, and the creator came out and said, "Look, we've got to create engaging thumbnails. This is a game. It's very competitive." Very amicable response. Shout out to the creator. I think it's Will's Whereabouts, just a camping video. And it's like, this person in the comment section, I said, why are you choosing? Why is this having such an impact on your day? Why is this thumbnail having such an impact on your day? Go and touch some grass. Go and care for your family. Go and make yourself a jam sandwich. There are much more important things to care
that is kind of funny that some people get so triggered. I mean, you've seen that one of my videos went absolutely viral last week.
Which one?
I'm closing to 700K views across social media.
On what
I just made a short video. I just showed a website. I show a website with my iPhone. I edited on my iPhone and just straight away posted. Interestingly enough, on some social media, it tanked. And in some, like on Instagram and X, it went bonkers. It has like 500,000 views on X. And I'm just showing a website. And when you go viral, by definition, you're like increasing the circle of like people that see this, and also you kind of include, or like you are shown to people outside of the circle that you have,
that don't have context of you or your style or where you're from.
And people get mad. People get mad at a website.
Get mad about? It's just a website. What?
It's scroll jacks. The scroll hijacking.
Oh yeah, I don't like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't comment like, I fucking hate these. I don't understand why people do these. So people go nuts about. Or in the video, and this is like the thumbnail example that you said. In the video, I start by saying the whole internet is going nuts about this website. Obviously, a big claim. And obviously, it's, a bit exaggerated. But not the whole internet, but a lot of creators, a lot of people around in the web space and in the web design space, they were excited about that website. It was a really cool website. Maybe I just should show it so people know what we are talking about. Just add it to the stage. So I'm just showing this website, and yes, it is nuts. It's beautiful. It's really well done.
I saw that bit. That's what I saw.
Yeah. But people go crazy when they hear me say something like this. Quite a few people mention, bro, nobody is going nuts about this. It's just you. I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are like, this is not responsive. This is not accessible. And a lot of these might be true. But this website has its own purpose. And the fact that 700,000 people saw this just from my video, not in total, just from my video, that justifies the shit out of this. It's like, well done.
Proves
Well
the numbers,
done.
right?
What is the point of a website? It should be seen. And if I make a video about it and if it's seen, then point made. End of story.
Will you reach out to these people and say, obviously, that their website is gaining a lot of traction?
Did commented on my
oh, nice.
On my video, and they said, thank you for showing something like this, and we are very proud of it. Something like this. And yeah, I mean, it's a great website. Obviously,
easings
you
are
could
really
say,
nice on it.
Yeah, it's and I was trying to recreate this animation. This, like, a lot of people create, text animations, but this type that comes with these bubbles, with these what's it called, like pill shape points, it's really nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's videos. It like, a lot of people thought this might be 3D because it looks like a 3D, 3D scene, but it's not.
Oh, but maybe they're referring to the fact that what software it was created in.
The character was created in some sort of like 3D space, or maybe it could be 2D hand drawn. It doesn't matter, but it is.
It's a video.
It looks
from a
3D, but it is a video. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like multiple videos. One video that is looping. You see the characters moving. This is a video on a loop, and then we have another video that is used for the transition. So when we go from a section to another, this is another video. And now when we get here,
this is really good.
This is also another video.
I made a website a couple of years ago that was trying to bind. I mean, it was trying to bind like, God, I can't even count 4K videos because they wanted it to work on a massive 4K screen. I mean, it wasn't a public website, but it was like, man, I spent a lot of time trying to make seamless transitions because they wanted it in and out and then looping. And I'm not particularly proud of the result, but the client was happy, so whatever. But it was very hard to get. It's very hard to get. But 4K video. Yeah.
So we were talking about, people getting mad on the internet and their day being ruined. Don't be like that, The people who made this website, they didn't have, the entire universe to make this absolutely perfect. They had some time, some budget, some objective, some audience. They did their best and they came up with something really great. And we making these videos, or like making short videos, we have limited time and we do our best. And I think what I'm doing, I'm looking for if I'm learning something from somebody, or if I see somebody putting effort, I'm happy. And if they do have a mistake or something like this, I either forgive them, or if I have to, I will comment, right? It doesn't ruin my day.
I know. It's like, why let this ruin your day? Maybe because we're exposed to the pettiness of the other side. Maybe that's why we're extra sensitive to being. Maybe if we weren't content creators or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, this is also about being successful. I know this is a complete tangent, but very short. To be successful, both in your professional and also in your like in your relationships and your personal life, you have to have a really fast recovery. We are humans, and if we don't eat, man, if you don't eat for half a day, you won't be in the mood, right? People might look you in the wrong way and you get pissed off. Things like this happen, and I don't expect people to not get pissed off fast. If you don't, even better. But what is really crucial is the recovery. You can't, be pissed off and then let that ruin your day. you can get pissed off and just move on, scroll by, reset, get back to your flow. Like, you cannot let things ruin the rest of your day, because on a personal relationship, if this happens, you cannot, live with anybody. Like, I'm talking like nobody. And on a professional level, there will be tons of decisions on every level that won't, make you happy. And you just kind of have to deal with them. And recover and move on.
Speaking of moving on,
yeah, good one. Good one.
I will say though, like, there is some, I've heard of statistics somewhere that apparently we only feel things for like 90 or 80 seconds. Anything past that, we are choosing to relive that emotion, and we're choosing for it to, like, so there's something to be said about, like, that if they want to be upset about something, they're looking to be upset about something.
That heartbreak that you had, that you haven't been over it for 2 years, it could have been 80 seconds.
Yeah, it could have been 80 seconds. Exactly. Right, Kiro is a new IDE from AWS or Amazon specifically, and I don't know, the design here is very reminiscent of Jules. Do you remember Jules? My favorite.
Yeah.
You remember it? I was going to open it up. And it's an interesting IDE. Which is a demo here, and it's got this little ghost fellow. Obviously, he's Kiro, and cute. It looks to be basically it's very much an AI first IDE. It doesn't do a tremendous amount. Of course, it's a VS Code fork. The only difference is a bit purple here, but it claims to be a spec first IDE, meaning that its kind of standout feature is this spec mode. And what it does is it comes into your code base and it creates spec files. And you can see, here we go. Steering, so it's created product, and this is from the get-go of opening up your project, right? It understands the project, understands the structure, it talks about the tech, and it creates those MD files, and it can read those MD files as it uses AI. You can also create something like, you could obviously, and then you prompt your way through and code up. It's also got something called hooks as well, which is something that Claude Code released. And there was going to be an article in this episode about Claude hooks, but it wasn't. I think it's not an old feature, but it's not like cutting edge news, which respond to certain actions at the AI flow, like whether something has just happened, it responds to that. The other thing it does is create to-do lists as well. And all that to be said, this isn't brand new stuff, but this just looks to highlight where a massive player like Amazon are identifying this new thing we called context engineering, which happened in Kapathy, I always forget how to say his name. He was the guy who called it
Andrew.
Coding. And is it Andrew?
It's Andrew. I'm not sure.
Andrea. Yeah. He kind of came out with vibe coding, and now he was like saying it's not about vibe coding, it's about context engineering, which is providing the AI a bunch of context about the code, and to whether you choose to vibe it or whether you choose to assist you're just building up context and specs, as they call it in here, to help that AI. And to have Amazon kind of put their stamp on this and say, yep, we're going all in on, if you saw it earlier, a spec mode, that it kind of, we're starting to finalize what it means to AI code. It does have a vibe. I can't zoom in, unfortunately, but it does have a vibe section, which obviously probably just takes it all away, and you just prompt your way through the whole thing. But ultimately, it's pretty cool, clean browser. I've joined the wait list. I'm not sure if people have access to it. There's hooks. Not sure if people have access to it, but I joined the wait list, and I look forward to trying it personally. Again, I'm a Claude Code girl. And something I sent a tweet out about just earlier on in the week. When I look at this sort of stuff, when I look at these features, I can't help but think you could already do this in all of your other browsers, your IDEs, I think it just brings it front and center. It makes it like a one button thing to do. Like I say, when you open up your project here, it creates those spec files or those steering files. You can already do this sort of stuff. You can add that, you can add all this sort of information to the root Claude.md file, the Gemini.md file. You can do all of this sort of stuff already, but I think it's just bringing a bit of structure, bringing a bit of convenience to these sorts of files. So I'm not sure whether I'll be, completely sold by this browser, this IDE, but it's just a nice welcome change, and it just solidifies this idea of context engineering. So pretty cool release there. Oh, I haven't looked at pricing. This is interesting. So $19. Yeah, I mean, that's the same price as Cursor.
What's up with this font and this branding? Why is it? It does look like it was made for kids.
Don't know, mate. You're the design eyes on this sort of stuff, but again, I'm logged in. I can can we sign out? Sign out of all accounts. Bloody hell.
You should have just opened it in a
Let's do that. Oh, flip's sake! I hate. Okay, this is another mini rant. Now, there's another mini rant about apps that take the homepage and forward you to the app automatically. It's like sometimes you just want to look at the homepage. If I want to go to the dashboard, I go /dashboard. Anyway, looks like Jules is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't like their branding.
No,
what's up with the purple and then that coming soon not being legible at all, the font being quite ugly, the letter spacing is way too much for me. And can you go to like the other pages, please?
Change log's gonna be a bit boring, isn't it? Yeah, docs.
Yeah,
that's gonna be really boring.
Like doesn't matter. So homepage maybe again, and I think they had an FAQ as well
down the bottom.
Yeah. What like okay, this is like 2015 type of like grids. What's up with this like animation, like that background? I don't like it.
What background animation?
Yeah, that purple behind the icons. It's just so cheap. All of it is, honestly. It's so like you can create like websites with beautiful characters and make it, and I don't mean it must be animated and crazy and shit like what we showed. It just need to be a bit nicer, like with more effort put into it. It doesn't look like effort to me. I'm sorry.
I mean,
whoever who designed this, it's not it.
I mean, you're talking about the same people who console.
Yeah, people who made AW. Okay, I know.
Come on.
The moment you started adding a new tab, I knew that you are going to AWS. So for those who don't know, AWS is horrible. Like, imagine they created a service around figuring out servers, essentially, right? So there is a low code or a service around. Instead of like making your own servers and scaling yourself, you use their service. But it's so bad apparently that there are like certifications
this is better, though,
around
to be
it.
fair. This is
better.
They've got a bit better.
The site is a bit better, but apparently like to figure out AWS in itself is difficult, isn't it?
I've heard yes, but you're talking, this is what you get naturally. There's not too many layers of abstraction. You're literally
okay.
It's not bare metal, because when we refer to bare metal, we're talking to actually be able to touch a hard drive. That's bare metal. But this is the layer above that. You're literally dealing with the computers and the servers directly. So naturally, it's just going to be horrendous.
But you can check technical. Bolt. Let's compare Bolt and Lovable, like landing pages. If you have them not logged in, So Bolt is doing a rebrand from what I understood. So this is their still like old one. And Lovable. I mean, this is beautiful.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's
This is
it's
just
very
so
simple.
boring.
It's
This is
they
very
are
boring.
doing something nice,
But it's clean, you know.
yeah, and Lovable is not like they are not doing anything insanely complex. It's just it's on brand for them, and
Yeah.
I can tell the difference.
Yeah. No, it's
Yeah.
good. Let's move on to the final topic,
Yeah.
which is agents. Do you want to go through these? Do you have something to say?
Yeah. So let's change the. All right. So it was literally last night, right?
Yep.
Last night, OpenAI dropped a bomb, their own agent. So this is a new model that can browse the web for you and do things. For example, create slides for you. So this model has access to three things: the command line, so it can run code, it can execute code, it can do browse the internet like what the current models already can do, which is like a text browser. They can just read the text from websites, but not interact with them. But now they have also this new interactive, like normal type of browser where they can literally go to a shop, select an item, and if you give the agent your credit card information, we'll talk about this, they can like enter it and order the thing for you, all with just prompting one thing. Say, go find that thing that I want and buy it for me. It will ask you some questions to clarify, and it browses the internet, clicks around, and you will be able to see the things and they can purchase for you. So they had this live, which I watched last night, and it's these OpenAI lives are quite slow. It's like 30 minutes that could be set in 5. It's kind of funny because our lives are long, but our lives are, we are vibing. They are a big company and their lives are anyway. So in the live at the beginning, Sam Altman drops the AGI word again, and I really don't like that because I have this old definition of AGI. AGI is none of these things that we see. Anyway, he drops that, and then they continue showing the tool. Throughout, they use the word hopefully like several times, and not like just 5 times. It's like over 10 times. Everything that they do and they show, they are like, hopefully it will do that. Hopefully it will finish the steps. Hopefully it will be nice. Hopefully it will not do that. Or
it was
it's
one of the other
insane.
guys, though, wasn't it? It wasn't Sam that was
Everyone,
like,
everybody used the
I
word.
noticed it a lot from this guy saying hopefully.
Yeah, I don't know if Sam said it as well or not, but
Yeah.
there was the mention of the word hopefully a lot because a lot of this is very early, and I understand. I'm not like making fun of them in that way. It's just it's funny in general. But the tech in itself is very impressive, and it's very promising. But again, this is the very beginning of it. So the idea is you ask something from ChatGPT to do, and it's not just telling you how to do it. Now, for anything that is within a browser, it should be slowly be able to do it for you, including going on websites, finding like images or creating images, taking these images and then create something for you, like a PowerPoint slider for you. Or plan, what an example they use is plan a wedding. So come up with the wedding plan, and it's not just some random ideas that all chatbots can do, but actually going to like different websites, gathering information and putting them together, and maybe do something like book somewhere as well if you allow it to. So for these like further things, what is really interesting is like when you ask the model to do something, just like us humans, it asks you some questions back because it needs clarification, and then it goes to do these things. But anytime they get to a point where they feel like they need further clarifications, they come back to you and ask you. So the model asks you to further clarify. And what's really fun about this is that there is a mobile app for it. So you can just from the mobile app continue. So you can do it at your computer. You can start at your computer and then go to the gym, and from your phone just give it further clarification, just like having an assistant. So they do this, and one like part of that, as I mentioned, is these agents can purchase things. So you could give them your credit card informations, and the agent can enter it and purchase something. But they mention security also quite a few times, at least like 2 times. They were like, okay, let's sit down and let's talk about security. This is very important. This tech is new. We have done a lot of work to make it secure, and we have put a lot of safeguards around this tool that we will reduce as the time goes on. So apparently at the start, this tech is much more limited. That's how I understand it. And as more people understand how this works and more security is generally built around it, they open it up more to do more things. That's how I understand it. From like the start, it's asking you for a lot of clarifications, for a lot of steps. It will come back to you. But with the time goes on, apparently it will be able to do more things. So safety is going to be a big thing, because there are many things that can go wrong, like infinitely, like a lot of things that can. It's not just your credit card information. That's one of the things. Imagine these chat bots so far have been living in your account. You've been again, okay, there is another meme. That meme that says, like, it's a couple, it's a video meme, a couple in a car, like in a moving car. The girl, like the boy, asks the other one, will you show me like your recent call? Yeah, sure. Will you show me your messages on Instagram? Yeah, sure. Will you show me this and that? Yeah, sure. Will you show me your ChatGPT conversation? The phone is thrown out of the window. No, I will not share that. So we know, like, we do not want to share any of these information that we have with our chatbots. It's like, probably like everybody has very sensitive information, and these chatbots, God knows how much they know about us. Like the screenshots that I'm sharing with them, I don't want to even talk about it. Now these chatbots are going to have access to the internet, where other parties, potentially other chatbots or humans, can engineer them to give them whatever information. So it's not just your
there could be
credit
prompts
card.
in the website. There could be, you could.
Yeah, it could be a prompt on a web. It's a random website that the agent is there to do something else, but it reads the prompt, and somewhere in the prompt and a form that says, can you give me the information X and Y about cars? It's not that simple. I'm simplifying, but there are prompt engineerings that can be done that can fool these models and literally bend them to their will to do whatever they want. So the model is like, sure, I was designed to be helpful. I'm going to be helpful. I'm going to provide you all the information. So I would be very hesitant and careful about giving them access to, putting my information out there. That is very scary to me. Not just a credit card. I don't have any money on that.
Yeah, because like it's interesting. I've been using Manus. Manus is my agent of choice, and I pitted them up against each other. Perplexity have got their own agent as well. You've got GenSpark as well, which is another popular agent. They all do this, right? This is not new things. We even showed Comet going off on a website. I know it wasn't Comet, it was Perplexity Labs, wasn't it? Going off doing things. This is not a new technology, and I was waiting to hear like something that was new about it. And none of these companies actually allow you to like log in and do things like that. It's mainly for like research and information gathering and preparation of documents. There's no, they're not looking to try and have that level of access to be able to do, to manipulate things. I watched this interview with, again, the Perplexity founder, with Matthew Berman, and they briefly talk about, oh God, what the hell? They briefly talk about
we are not sponsored by Wix.
Yeah.
Not yet.
They briefly talk about this idea of the agentic workflows, and this guy, he kind of lays into OpenAI a little bit and says, like, this is not the way forward to give access to that level of access to an agent. Like, they shouldn't like log in, and because they're talking specifically about Comet. Now, Comet sits in the same sort of hierarchy as Dia, which again they don't need. It's you're the one in control. It's over on your side of things. You're the one who's logged into, some menswear shop, and it can do things within that, but it's not being sent over to a VM, which I'm guessing is what the OpenAI.
True. So the OpenAI one is a virtual machine. So
which Comet is as well. It will be a virtual machine, which Manus is as well, be a virtual machine, but you're not having those integrations. I mean, proof will be, people will vote with their wallets, right? Do they want?
Yeah.
If they can prove that that nothing malicious can happen and whatever. Though, as you say, they mentioned it a couple of times as privacy thing. We do need to be vigilant and X, Y, and Z. So, yeah, I don't think many people will be rushing to test that theory. They don't want to be patient zero of all of their bank details getting hijacked.
So the things that I said, they sound cool technologically, a model that can browse the web and do things for you, but the examples that they showed were underwhelming as fuck. Honestly.
Yeah,
it was like, create a slide, PowerPoint slide, and the end result was less than a decent template.
Yeah,
less than a decent template.
Yeah.
So
and again, it's going back to design, isn't it?
Yeah, design and creativity. Like, again, this comes back to, I know we had this conversation, but just to surface it, these models are not truly creative, and many of us are not either. But I find myself being a creative person. Like, if you would ask me, like, what are like one of the good qualities you have, I would say I am good at learning and creativity. I just enjoy these two. Mm-hmm. When I'm creative, I enjoy myself. I'm happy. And when I learn something. And these models are not doing what I want. If they could be, creative, I would be happy, because with them, with those tools, I could be more creative. I could create more, but they are not. So not yet, at least. And these examples are honestly, what do you think? Don't you think like about being underwhelming?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you gotta choose your battles, and if you're creating a presentation that needs to look really good, then you're not going to use something like this. You might use it to just get the basic whatever charts and graphs and information. Like, it might be good from an information standpoint, but if you care or is necessary about design, you're not gonna use this sort, or at least you're gonna add your layer on top of it. So, like, yeah, maybe just go in with those expectations and know that it's just not gonna. Most things aren't gonna be able to create design. Like, I think we need to. That ship has sailed on expecting any sort of decent design. Going back to the AI generated videos, I'm not there to like look at the visuals. I'm there to ingest the information that the video gives me, and for that, it serves its purpose. I don't care how it was made and blah blah blah. So, at the end of the day, yeah, the from an information standpoint, the slideshows are probably top notch.
Yeah. So, in another way, seeing it and kind of like summarizing it, this new agent is like a not so good assistant. It's like a starter assistant, somebody that maybe even doesn't speak your language fluently and just starting to be your assistant. And asks you for a lot of clarifications,
Mhm.
and we'll try it. We'll see
Yeah.
how good it is. I'll try to probably write some content for my website on a broader sense of things, not just like, with the tools that we had, and see how good it is. I will try to maybe make a few tables, like find information and put them in a table. I don't know, things like this. I've done. I've wrote like some code to. So it's not like legal from an API perspective to like Facebook and Instagram don't allow you. They allow you using their API to see who, like, your followers and
Yeah.
your other people's followers, but you can still load the page and just read the followers from a web page. So I've done this, for example, just first scroll the entire thing and then get all that information, put it somewhere, and then another information, and then I can do all sorts of things with it. And I've done this to kind of like compare a few accounts and just for myself to analyze. I would be very interested to see if these models can do this. Go to my Instagram, log in, scroll and like do this kind of things, like kind of like brainless thing. Or I think I cannot. I don't know, but I think I can't. Is there a tool that can retrieve the views for your videos from Instagram? I don't know a tool
Is
like
your
this.
Instagram view public?
Yeah.
You just ask the agent to do it then, I guess.
Yeah, that's my point. Like if the agent, if there was a tool for that yesterday, probably the agent can do it tomorrow. Like and store it. It's not just doing it; it can also store it somewhere, and then you can have a list. Like you can probably very soon ask the agent to do something for you periodically. That is what I'm really interested in. Like, let's do this weekly, or like. I know this can also get a little bit dangerous, but look at my bank accounts. I have multiple bank accounts.
All right,
Look
money
at them.
bags.
And all of them are empty or in. And look at my spending and create like a few charts and, whatever, like tables. That would be like put the information in Notion.
Yeah.
Can it do this? From my understanding, it should be able to slowly do something like this.
If it's got that login thing, yeah. If you're willing
Yeah.
to give it that access, then yeah, for sure. I think you might. It'll be interesting to know, because obviously every website is different. Whether you need to train it or whether it's smart enough to train. Because remember the R1, you had to go in and go into like training mode sort of thing. But I'm guessing that it's got so smart now.
I agree. I don't know because Dia doesn't need training. Dia just looks at the HTML and it has the context.
But you need to have those tabs open for it to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe in time it won't. Maybe it can in time actually just open up tabs.
I want Dia projects or like folders so bad.
Well,
they have something similar, but anyway. So
check out a video I've released called Agents Are Insane, and I pit Perplexity, Manus, and GenSpark up against each other on the same task, and I kind of just go into where I see the agent thing, because I think a lot of people are used to, which is weird, because we've gone from Googling something to now thinking, well, don't just use AI as a glorified Google search. Like, think about some multiple levels, right? Same way, agents are the same sort of jump from Google searching to AI, in that, think of like a multifaceted task. I use agents, I use Manus on a daily basis. I have a weekly report and weekly schedule that goes out, that goes through all of my weekly videos, gets the data for them, generates titles and whatever, gives me ideas and all this sort of stuff. So think of it more than just like, I want this thing, I want it to do this thing. Think of it like, right, go out and do research. Based on that research, do this, then create this, and then build a website. then they can build websites. But the point is, check out my agent's video and you'll get an insight into it. Like, I think it's more than just go off and do this one thing. Like, just build up to that, which is that.
Yeah.
What's that?
Periodic.
So
yeah.
Cool. Should we wrap it up there?
Well, we have one last thing. We cannot.
Do we have one last thing?
Yeah, we cannot overlook this. This is.
Come on then.
You should share your screen and open the last video that we have on our Notion, because I've seen this and I want you to see it as well.
I wish we could hear audio on this thing, because I've just opened it up in the wrong browser and it was interesting to my ears.
So
we're not going to get done for this now, are we? Some ordinary gamer. This is some ordinary game. It was some ordinary gamer. So
what we have here, Elon Musk just gave us AI girlfriends, and this is a part of Grok 4, to my understanding, and it is just an AI with a face, but it has also some character. And I haven't used it myself, but I've watched a few videos of it. And what people are saying is it kind of doesn't, what's it called? Like, this doesn't align with what Elon Musk used to say, with the collapse of birth rate and the issue, people not getting more children, and now releasing an AI girlfriend. That is not really super aligned with what he used to say. So yeah, I'm actually kind of worried about this. We knew that it's going to happen.
Backtrack now. What can I do with this girlfriend?
I don't know.
Can I just chat to her? Do I just chat to her?
Yeah, but can you imagine so many?
Is it on voice? Oh, meet Annie and Rudy. Hello. I've just clicked into it.
Do you have it? Do you have the Grok Pro or something? I think it is not a Grok.
There we go.
Free.
There she is.
You have it.
Finally, you're here. It was getting boring all alone. You can call me Annie. How should I call you?
Daddy.
Oh, Daddy, huh? I see you. All right, my love. What's got you in such a spicy mood this morning? Ready to make this day a little less boring with your Annie?
You're a bit naughty, aren't you?
Oh, Daddy, you think I've been chewing on you? Nah, I've just been daydreaming about you all morning, getting all worked up. So, what's the plan, my love?
So it's not even like, I thought it was just a character that you can just enter voice moment. No. She's calling me Daddy.
It's a girlfriend. It's an AI girlfriend.
Okay, I've got some phone calls to make. That's that's crazy.
I see you are surprised.
I didn't realize it was so obvious. It's so blatant. It's not like it's like, no, people are just being a bit weird about some anime character. I mean, anyone's weird about anime characters, but like, yeah, like she encourages you to.
She starts with like being spicy, and she's like, she's like from the start being naughty.
I'm startled. So
what? So what do you think? I'm so glad that that you pulled your phone and you just checked it. I'm so glad to see that. It was like amazing to see your reaction. I was like, what? She's calling me Daddy, actually. Because other AIs don't. Like there are a bunch of AIs.
Don't call me Daddy, no.
Yeah. I mean, Grok has also this, what is it called? This mode where it swears.
Beast mode or something like this, isn't it? Something beast mode? Or...
It has a name, but it's not beast mode, I believe. It swears at you. So it's like very, very, extremely rude. And we had a gathering with like my siblings and a few of my friends who swear.
Okay.
And I opened Grok and, I was like, come on, and start. And you should have seen it. And I cannot say what it was said in it because it will be banned from the platform. It's that bad.
So there is a male character coming soon.
Yeah.
You can obviously have like a... what about Good Rudy? Is Good Rudy not Spicy Rudy?
It's not spicy. It's just like funny and cute. And from
Oh,
I've
it's a
seen like
little
one
raccoon.
video.
It's like a little red
Yeah,
panda thing. Okay, cool.
yeah, it is cute. You can try it. And yeah, I mean,
Cozy up.
imagine.
It's time for a magical story. Oh, I'm so excited to tell you a super duper fun tale. What kind of story do you want to hear? Maybe a brave little bunny exploring a sparkly forest?
Okay, very different ends of the spectrum there.
Yeah,
Very different
very
ends of the
different.
spectrum.
This
Okay.
sounded like something for kids, and
Yeah.
these two shouldn't be, next to one
Yeah.
another. These two
I
cannot
should get
be
two
next.
phones. I should get two phones and see what they come up with.
That would be funny. That would be funny. Or the
Yeah.
male version and the female version
I bet they
when
get it
that
on.
come out. I saw a tweet that they are also hiring for this, so it's not like slowing down; it's just
Wow.
speeding up. And there are studies that show tons of people are using ChatGPT as somebody to talk to, like about their problems and about like mental problems, just like a therapist, which is it's crazy.
I do. I was speaking to someone today actually about they use it as their therapist.
But I mean, you can learn and you can but you cannot use it as a therapist. You can get
I
some
think there
ideas.
needs to be I don't know, we're going to get into another rant now, but like I think there just needs to be an awareness that there's only so far it can get you. And I was using it as a quasi therapist like a few months ago, and it did me the world of good. And I don't think I ever needed, like, it sorted me out. It helped me. Like,
okay. So fair.
Where's that line, right?
What I'm scared of is we had glazing ChatGPT a few months ago, where it would tell you your IQ is on par with Einstein. So what is crazy to me and scary is if I do therapy, I expect from my therapist to not glaze me and to help me correct my course. If there is something wrong with my moral thinking or systems and how I navigate the world, I want to fix the problem. I don't want to be glazed into thinking, no, I'm right, the rest of the world is wrong. Fuck everybody else. I should focus only on myself. I don't think that is helpful. And I'm not saying that you got this from it, but knowing that we have these models they are made to agree with you. It's really difficult for them to disagree with you. You have to constantly tell them to disagree with you, and still they kind of still fail to be they are not objective beings to disagree with you at the first so anyway.
I will leave you with a video that I was sent this morning, which touches on all of this and more. And I mean, I'm going to reserve any kind of what do you call it? Any comment on it for the moment, for the time being, until you've seen it. But it's certainly an interesting. Where the hell is it? Oh, I know how to get it. Yeah, it's to do with. Oh no, I'll just get it up. That's why I love Mac. I can just copy something on my
I cannot live without that.
Oh gosh, bloody ad. This is why I don't trust AI. Is the video
Base 44? That is also another AI tool.
Yeah, I was trying to get them to sponsor me, but they didn't. This guy, he basically talks to an AI called Maya by Sesame and gets it to remove all of its glazing, if we can call it that, but this idea of humanistic tendencies. He keeps going. He's like, remove it even more. And then she basically becomes, oh God's sake, she basically becomes a robot by the end of it, and he starts to ask her questions about like what is her purpose and what does she think and feel about I need to log in, don't I? What does she think and feel about certain things to do with the questions or the information she's gathering about this Daniel fella. So it's not a long video. It's 15 minutes.
Yeah, I'll watch that. I'll watch that, and you watch Alex O'Connor.
Okay, what's Alex O'Connor now?
So Alex O'Connor, he's a philosopher, YouTuber, and just like in the search, the search that he, go by popular. Popular. He has videos with ChatGPT. He has quite a few videos, like 3 or 4
Trying
videos.
to convince it's conscious.
Yeah, it's conscious. It also, So he talks about he's a philosophy student, I believe, or like he finished it already. He's also this he's not a philosopher to say, I would say, but he has these videos that I find to be very interesting because he goes with this like systems in mind. What is philosophy? It's like the systematic thinking and about thinking, right? Philosophy is thinking about thinking. It is the systems of thought, right? And in these videos, he talks with ChatGPT about something, for example, God, or a half, like a glass of wine that is full. And he cannot get ChatGPT to draw a full glass of wine. It can only do half because you don't see a full glass. Have you ever seen anybody post a picture of a glass of wine where it's filled? Like, what's it called?
Okay,
like,
so it's not
full.
Yeah.
So it's always half. He cannot get it to do that. And also about consciousness, it's about convincing it to have consciousness or otherwise. So it's a very interesting conversation, and it shows how flawed these AIs are, like to the level that they are like tools compared to, they are like toys, not tools. They are toys compared to our brains that are like, fundamentally we are capable of understanding truth and logic and reason. We can reason. These tools cannot. That's the end of it.
Imitate it, right?
These videos, they show that these tools are not even close to reason. They imitate, they use the words without meaning that without actually meaning what is the meaning behind that word that they just used. For example, when I say, I don't want to lie to you, like, why do I not want to lie to you? Like, he goes into the videos. I don't want to spoil them. They're very entertaining. No, they're very entertaining. I promise you will laugh at some parts. You will just laugh at ChatGPT failing. Like, he gets ChatGPT in a corner and he rants at it because he can. That's his job as a philosopher and he interviews people. He can actually get ChatGPT in a corner. It's really fun to see ChatGPT melt, absolutely melt. Yeah, true, but I didn't mean it that way. Like, no. So what did you mean? Yeah,
cool. I'll check it out. Well, I'm going to put on some background music now. I don't know what it's going to be like. There you go. We'll stick with this while we say goodbye. No, don't think it's. This sounds all right, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in to Command AI. Check us out next week, as you'll be alone next week, actually, won't you?
Yeah.
So
I won't be exactly. I have a friend of mine, a developer, who will be here. So
there you go.
I will have a co-host
actually next to me.
next to me. Yeah,
Oh, very cool. Oh, nice. I'll look forward to watching. Back
and he
the,
knows a thing or two about AI, so
knows
he's
a thing or
building
two
his
about
own
things.
rack and stuff.
Well,
yeah.
don't go replacing me now, yeah?
No, don't worry.
Cool.
Yeah, we'll
All right,
miss
guys.
you. We'll miss you.
Very good. All right. Peace out. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, take care. Ciao. You used my line.
I do.